Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny and I'm very happy to see you all here. So in today's video we're gonna go ahead and work with the comment function in this project. So in this one we're gonna allow users answer question of other users. That's simply what we're gonna do. Before we go ahead and get started, do make sure to drop a like on this video. Consider subscribing because it really helps my channel grow, and also drop a comment because that really makes me feel so happy. So let's get started. Okay, when we come over here to latest question, you'll see that we have all these questions over here. Now when we click on this, we have the title and we have the content of it. Firstly, we want to make whatever question to be capitalized, but we're gonna do that later. Let's not just be around the bush. Let's just go ahead and start adding the comment section where we're gonna allow users comment and answer other questions. So let's go over to our views.py and let me close up some of this, and also I want to close up some of this that we already have here. I'm just going to close off almost everything, and I think that should be it. Okay, I think we can stick with our views. Now we want to come over to the models.py over here. This is it. We want to come over to models.py, and just down here we want to create a new class, and this is going to be called comment. So it's going to inherit from models.model, just like that. And the next thing we're going to do is quite easy. Simply we're going to call question. So we need question, and this one is going to be set to models.foreign key. So simply this is going to inherit from the question model above. So it's going to inherit everything from the question model above, the title, the content, the date created, and all that. And we also need what is called related names, so that we can access this particular model from any part of our website, or when we are coding. So comment, don't worry, I'm still going to show you guys what that does. And finally we need on delete should be equal to models.cascade, just like that. And what this does is when a user gets deleted, we want to also delete their post. So that's what we are doing. Now the next thing we also need is simply a name. So we simply need a name of a user that's commenting. So we're going to allow the users input their name. So we're just going to say models.char field, just like that, models.char field, and let's add a max length equal to, let's say their name could be up to 1,000 characters, which is not possible. And finally we need a body, or let's say content. So the content should be set to models.text field. So models.text field, and we need null equal to true, and we also need blank. Let me get rid of that. We also need blank equal to true, just like that. So I think that's pretty much what we need. Then finally we just need this dates added thing over here. Let's just add it up and we should be done. So let's just define this kind of done the str string just down below here, so that we can return the name of the user. Then we're gonna return what do you think we should return? Okay, let's do this more dynamically. So I'm gonna get rid of everything inside here, get rid of everything. Now the first thing we are gonna do is return percentage sign s hyphen s percentage sign, just like this. And the next thing we're gonna do, okay, let's say percentage sign s, and after this, the next, don't worry, I'm still gonna explain all this, don't just freak out. And after this I'm gonna add a percentage sign over here, just like that. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is just open up parentheses, and I'm gonna call whoa, I think I actually, okay, we could still leave it there, but it's something I want to do. I want to get rid of this. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay, so what I want to do over here is simple. I just want to call self.question.title. So I'm gonna call this title over here. And how did I access this title? I accessed self, which is the one over here. Then I accessed question, which is this question over here. That's everything in here. Then I accessed just one entity, which is title, just like that. Okay, and after that I think that's pretty much what we want to do. Then I think we could just also return, maybe let's say the question user, and okay, let's just add a comma. Then we can say also say self dot question dot user dot question dot name. I think it should be name, not user. Okay, or let's just leave the user. So it will be like the question title. The question title will be set to the question user, this one over here. Hopefully you understand what we are doing and you are not confused. If you are, we are still going to explain all this. And finally, we also need a get underscore absolute URL, something like this. We also need something like this. And hopefully you remembered, if you've been following along from the last video, you'd remember when we got this error that made us impute it. So we also need something like that exactly just here. And I think we should go exactly to where we went to before, the stack base. So when a user asks a question and the question is successfully posted, we want to just go back to the page where we asked the question from. So that's pretty much what we want to do. Lastly, we just need to define a save method. So we're going to, a save function. So we're going to define a save function. This one is going to take in self. It's also going to take in args and keyword args, just like that. And let's get rid of one of the stars over there, so everything actually works fine. So after this, now I'm just going to return super, and let's get rid of this super.save. And finally let's just pass in args and keyword args in here, just like that, and everything is working. Everything should work fine now. So make sure you did everything like this over here, and everything should work fine. Hopefully you understand what everything here is gonna do. Now I'm just gonna close this off, and I'm gonna come over to my question underscore detail.html. so the question is gonna be exactly over here. As you can see, I did this before, but now for the sake of you starting afresh, we're gonna start it from beginning. So I just added a h2 over here, and I added answers. So the first thing I'm gonna do is quite simple. Let's see. We don't actually need any view for this because we are running it directly from the question detail, and it's already inheriting from the views that this one over here has. But nevertheless, we are still going to create a comments detail view for it. So don't think like we are not going to create a view for it, although we are just inheriting from the templates that it has and we're running it in here, but we're still going to create a view for it. But for the meantime, let's go ahead and add some basic functionality. So what we want to do is we simply want to say if not questions.comments.all, and I know this one is going to be kind of confusing if you're a beginner especially, but don't worry, I'm going to explain it to my possible best. So if not questions.comments.all, then I simply want to pass h3 no answers yet. This is it. I'm just gonna pass it in there, and let's see. So let me indent this, and let me make sure I'm pushing this down a bit so I'm actually seeing what I'm doing. So after that, we also want to pass in else. Okay, let me explain this as I'm going so it doesn't get too complicated. Okay, the first thing I did over here, was just add answers thing. Then again, I checked if there are no comments yet. So if there are no comments, then I did something. So if not questions, when I said if questions.comments.all, that's when I'm checking if there are questions. But I checked if not, that means if there are not questions.comments.all. Hopefully you understand. Then I'll say no answers yet, then I'll pass in answer question, like this is going to be a button. Hopefully you understand. But now if there is a comment, what do we want to do? It's quite simple. Now we are going to loop over all the comments that we have gotten. So we're going to say simply for comments in question.comments. Let's see, I think this should be question.comments. So for comments in question.comments. Okay, and I told you guys about the the related name in our models.py. Hopefully you still remembered. Let me just locate it, this related name over here. So that's what we are using right now. So let me explain what's going on from our models.py. So you see we have those questions in. Now when we call question.comments, that means it's going to get comments. Hopefully you understand. So we call question over here .comments.all. So we want to get all the whole comments that we have gotten. And how we are getting that is not just by saying question.all. We need to call question.comments.all. And Okay, now if you are not a beginner, you're not gonna know this. You're supposed to ask like, so how are we getting all the comments? You can see we passed in this question thing over here that like gets attached to all this code in here, and that's how everything is actually possibly linked together and working. So for now, we say for comments in question dot comments, let's make sure that it's question over here. That's it, it's question dot comments. Then what do we want to do? What you want to do is quite simple. I'm not going to type it out again. I already have all this over here, so I'm just going to grab it. I'm gonna put it in there just like that. Make sure I fix the indentations and everything is gonna work fine. So what I did was simple. I just come over here and I this is just a simple h3 tag. Then I called comments.body, and I'm gonna get rid of this now. So I called comments.body, which is let's see, it's in the models, comments.body, which is this one. But this time around I am actually using content instead of body, so I'm going to change this to comments.content. So I want to display the content, and again I want to display the name of the person that asked it, answered by comments.name and by on. So let me just add here on, so on this date over here. So that's pretty much what we're doing. Then finally we're just gonna end if, yeah, we're gonna end if for this first one over here. Then we're gonna end for, and you know this for should be like in there like that, so we actually know what we are doing. So for this one now, I'm gonna end for. Okay, hopefully you understand what we did. Not quite complicated, you know, if you're following along it should be easy. Now the next thing we're going to do is work with the views.py. So in the views, what we want to do is quite easy. We're just going to create let's say we want to do it just below here. Let's not do it at the top. So we're going to create a class, and this is going to be called comment detail view. This is going to inherit from the create view, and what we simply want to do is call a model, and we're gonna call comments just like that, but we need to import it. Hopefully you remembered, we're gonna import it, comments. So we call model comments, and the next thing we're gonna call is a form class. So form underscore class, and we're gonna set this to comment form. Don't worry, I'm still gonna explain this. Then finally we need a template name. Let me get rid of the shell, sorry, of the terminal. I don't know why I keep calling that shell, man. Okay, so this is comments form, and it says comments form is not defined. Don't worry, we're still gonna work with this. Now what I want to do finally is just define the template name. So the template name is simply the one that we are still using, that's in the, you know, stackbase column question dash detail. Then yeah, that's it, dash detail.html. so let's add a slash over here. That's it. Okay, so let's just go over to our web page and refresh, and let's see what we have. I just hope we were gonna get an error, so we try fixing something. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think our terminal is down. Okay, our terminal is not down, but now as you can see, we are getting comment form is not defined. So we actually need to make comment form defined in a form class. Now how do we do that? Okay guys, so we are getting this error that says comment form is not defined. Now how do we make it defined? So we simply, okay, why is PyCharm opening up? That's kind of weird. Okay, so what we simply want to do is come over to the stack base, and we want to create a new file, and this one is going to be forms.py. so over here I already have a code over here that we're going to use. So let me go ahead and explain this to you guys. So firstly, we imported forms from Django, and we imported comments from .models. Then we defined the class comments form and set form.model in it. So we passed the class meta. That's because we want to access some fields. Then we'll pass in the model that we want to interact with, its comments. We imported it already over here. Then we'll pass in fields equals to name and body. So that's what we need. Then we'll pass in widgets over here so that we can actually like place a class and add form controls to it. just like normal HTML, but this is how we do it in Django. So for the name, I added form.text input, then I added the class of form control, and also did the same thing for body. As simple as that. Now when we come over here, we need to import it. So we're gonna say from .forms, we want to import comment form, just like that. We import comment form, and this should be working fine now. So the last thing we need to do over here is define a form underscore valid method. So we're gonna define function. I don't know why I keep calling that form underscore valid method. Man, it's function. Okay, so we define this function. It's gonna take in self and form. Now I'm gonna write the code, then I'm gonna explain what it does. So the first thing is say form dot instance dot question underscore id, just like that, and we're gonna set this to self dot keyword args, and in here let me just get back, we are gonna have pk, just like that. So just take along, I'm still gonna explain this. Then finally we're gonna return super, just like that, and there's gonna be dot form underscore valid in there. Then finally it's gonna take in form. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is just define a success URL, and we're gonna set this to reverse lazy. We don't have it yet, so let me go import it. So from Django the URLs, we want to import reverse. We're still gonna use it. We want to import reverse lazy, just like that. So we're gonna say oh my god, I think I just missed it. Where is it? Okay, it's down here. So we're gonna say reverse lazy. Then reverse lazy is gonna take us back to stack base. Then it's gonna take us to question dash detail. Hopefully you understand. So let's run this, then I'm gonna come back and explain all this to you guys. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is come over here, and I'm gonna break off my terminal. I told you guys, whenever you do anything in, okay, before that, let's come over to forms, and we want to change this over here to content. Okay, so come over here now, and let's see. We break off from this. Let's see. So I told you guys, whenever you do something in your model, you want to make migrations, and you also want to migrate. So you want to make migrations, and you also want to migrate, just like that. So finally, let's run our server again, the py run server, and our server should be running perfectly well. So after this, now we're just gonna get back to our site, and I think this should be it. Yeah, that's it. So we are simply just gonna refresh here. We're gonna come over to latest question. We're gonna click on this, and as you can see, it says answers. No answers yet. Then answer a question. So how do we answer a question actually? What are we supposed to do? It's very simple. You remember we inheriting from the create view. Okay, so with this now, we're gonna try to add an answer from the admin. So let's try adding an answer from the admin. Okay, over here we have comments. We haven't actually registered our app, so let's go and register our app. So we actually see what we are doing. So register our model in admin.py. So we also need to import them over there. Then we need to add comments just in here, just like that. So now when we refresh this, you're gonna see it over here. Let's see. Let's take a look at our server and see what we have. It says model question is already registered. No, can you run this again? Okay, so now you see comments. So when we hit comments, we can add a new comment, and let's say we want to add a comment to Tom question, and our name is, let's say, Samuel James. Then the content is hello, nice question, I can help. Then we hit save. Okay, so you see it comes over here now. He answered this one. So how about we come over here? Let's see, the question is how to know if your reguess is matched. So when we come over here now, and let's try locating that particular question, and let's see it's how to know this. Okay, what do you notice? Let's just come down here. Okay, what do you notice? You see, he asked by Tom, but now there is an answer, but it's not showing up. So something is wrong somewhere. There is an answer, it's not showing up. So we need to come over to our question detail, and it definitely should be from, somewhere here. Okay, right now the answers, they're not like showing up. We are getting this error that says this related manager object is not iterable, and that's because we need to like get it need to be, if not question dot comment, there's no s. If then over here it's going to be for comments in question dot comment, and finally we forgot to add the dot all, so it's going to get all the comments. Now when we refresh this, now you see it displays the comments that I added from my admin page. So let me just get over to my admin page again, and let's see, why is it coming over here? Okay, let's say I want to add a new comment to the latest question, and I'm gonna say I am Flourish Franks, and I'm just gonna add comments. Let's say, how can I help? Then I'm gonna hit the save button. Now we'll get back to the website, and let's say we want to go home and refresh. Now over here you see we're getting hello. Let's see if we can get the one that says how can I help. Let's see. Okay, can you see this one? It says hello, nice question, I can help. So now users are beginning to comment on it. So let's see this last one. Okay, you see it says how can I help, and it was answered by this dude over here, Flourish Franks. Now it's remaining the date, so let's actually go ahead and fix the date. So it's supposed to be comments.date underscore. Actually that's not looking bad. I think that's what we are even supposed to have, but why is it not showing up now? Let's see, comments.name, comments.date underscore added. Let's see if that's what we have in our models. So okay, it's date created that we have over here in our models. So over here we definitely need to use .date created, just like that. And now as you can see, it shows the date, it shows the comments of the help, like where the help is coming from, and finally you can even add more. So with this answer question, we should be able to like automatically answer the question of a user. But now how do we get the URL of where we are going to go when we want to answer the question of that user? So that's a question that our Django ORM is going to suggest to us. So when we come over to admin/stackbase/comments and add, so that's when it allows us to access the page that's going to allow us add comments. So how do we implement it on our site? Okay, so the goal here is to allow users automatically add their own comments without actually going to the admin page. Now, how do we achieve that? The first thing we want to do is create its own view. So we are simply going to say class, then we want to add something like, let's just call it anything. Let's say add comments view, add comments view, or you could call it question. I just prefer calling it comments. Let us say add comments view, then it should inherit from the create view. So it will exactly be like this one over here, apart from the fact that there are some things that we are going to change. So after that, the next thing we just need is a model that we want to interact with. So the model, not models, so the model is going to be comment, and the next one is the form class that we want to use. So you remember we created a form class already over here at forms.py, so we are just going to copy it and put it over there. So the form class is going to be comment form. And finally, we need a template name. So we could just grab this one. Let's say we want to grab this and put it over there, but this time around we are going to create a new template for it, or we already create a new template that's called question-answer. So question-answer, that's what it's going to be. So after that, that's pretty much what we want to do. Let's just go ahead and create a URL for it and a template. So I told you guys that we already have the template. What you need to do is just come over to the code when you've downloaded it and just grab this one that says question_answer. So we already have this is it over here, question_answer. Just drag it down, leave it in there. Now let's create a URL for it. So what we want to do is, like when a user comes to a question, then goes to the particular question they want to choose, we want to automatically allow them add a comment. So what we're going to do would be very similar to this. Then over here there should be something like comments. So all the whole questions followed by a particular question, then we'll allow them to add a comment. So let's add it over here. It's add comments view, then this should be question comments, whatever. Let's just say question comments. Okay, just like that. I think that should be okay. So after this, now let's try accessing that page. So we come over here, and now let's come over to /1. Okay, /1 is gone. Let's say we want to add a comment to this one. Then when we say /comment, okay, you see that we have this field over here. Not bad. So let's try adding a comment now. So let's say it's Samuel James that want to add a comment, and over here you want to say cool. So we post the answer, but now we are getting an error. What this error is trying to say is that we are trying to post a question, but it doesn't know the particular question that it should put the answer on. Hopefully you understand the word I use. It's confused about the particular question that it should put the answer that we called cool over here on. So when we post answer, it doesn't know where to actually post the answer to. So in order to fix this, we want to get back to our views.py, and we're going to define a form_valid method. So we're going to define a form_valid, then it's going to take in self and form, just like that, and there should be a colon at the back. So after this, what we want to just say is form.instance, okay, form.instance.question_id. okay, I'm still gonna explain all this. Then finally we're gonna have self.quags. Then we're going to open up a square bracket and pass in pk. Then finally what we need to do is just return, let's return super and super, then .save. So we're going to pass in form in there, as easy as that. So after this, we want to redirect to somewhere after the post has been created. So we need a success URL, and this is going to be set to reverse lazy. So if you don't have reverse lazy already, just make sure you're importing it from Django.urls at the top. Then over here, we're going to set reverse lazy to, let's say we want to set it to stack base, then let's say question-list, just like that. So now let's try adding a new question, then let's see what we are gonna have. So we come over here now, and let's refresh this again and say the name is whoever, then let's say haha, that's easy. Let's just put anything there. That's easy. Now when we hit the post answer, what do you notice? It says so super object has no attribute save. So I think we are getting an error. Let's see the error that we are getting. Let's just get back here and let's see. Okay, so I think this is what we have over here. Let's get rid of this, and we need to return. So we need to return super.save, just like that. I think that should be it. I don't know why it's actually throwing an error. Okay, so super.form_valid, then we're passing form over there. So now let's refresh this again and see what we have. So we'll refresh this, and let's try adding a new one. Let's just say haha, then we'll post answer. Okay, what do you notice? It brings us back here, but it's on this one, and over here we can see haha. So this was the first answer, this is the second one. Okay, so as you can see now, we can try adding a new question, and let's actually make this button over here active. So I think it's in question_detail, and this is it over here. So you know, we could just grab one of this. It's exactly going to be the same thing. Then we are going to paste it in the href over there, and this one instead is going to be question comment. Then when we refresh this, it's working fine. Now when we hit this, it brings us to this page that allows us to add comments. So let's just say it's whoever that want to add the comment, and let's say awesome whatever, then post question, and over here as you can see it shows awesome. So that's working pretty fine the way we actually want it to work. Now users can actually go over to any question. Okay, let's say we want to come over to this question that has no answer yet. Now we can answer question, and we could say it's Destiny Franks, then whatever, this is an answer. So this is an answer. When we hit post answer, as you can see, if we come back here again, It's this one over here. So if you come back here again, you can see this is an answer. So now users can actually answer questions of other users, and it's pretty fun from here. So unless you are logged in, you can be able to ask question, and when you are not logged in, you can answer question. So hopefully you understood everything that we did over here. It was quite a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. And if you did, don't forget to drop a like on my YouTube channel on this video. Also consider subscribing and dropping a comment, as all this really means the world to me and helps me grow. And I hope I'll see you guys in the next video, where we're going to go ahead and start working with upvotes and downvotes, or whatever you could call it, likes and dislikes, and that's going to be in the next video. So for now, bye.